it's Corey, and today we're actually looking at not a ukulele. It's the PopuPiano from PopuMusic. A couple months ago, they were kind enough to send me one of their new products that was the reimagined version of their Populele, but that was the Populele Pro. And this time they sent me their new MIDI keyboard. So let's just jump into it and check it out.
So this is the PopuPiano 29 key MIDI keyboard. It has a charging cable that it comes with, as well as a chord pad that has 6 different chords on it. Mine didn't work when I arrived, but they're sending me a new one, so I'll have a part 2. And it attaches magnetically where then it charges to. It's powered by a single power button. When it turns on, the keyboard lights up, and then it is also color coded in the same way that music educators code keys too, which is really handy.
So after installing the PopuMusic app, you just enter the app. And this is in a development thing, so it's not released yet, but based on my previous experience that I had with the Ukuleles app, I've been even more impressed with this piano version of it. So once you're in the main menu, you're able to pick and decide on a couple different things. There's options to just play, then it gives you options of changing the scale of what the piano is playing in. There's also inspiration section, and then there's also the tutorials. If I go into inspirations here, you see that there's a lot of different options where people have recorded themselves playing or recorded songs that they have created. In free play mode, it gives you a lot of different options. You can record yourself and what you're playing, but you can also add different effects as well. Up here at the top is where you can actually change the range or even transpose on the keyboard, and that's going to make it so so the coloring is adjusted for when I'm playing. And then of course here it gives different scales that you can work with. If I were to highlight Lydian scale, for instance, it's actually going to gray out the different pitches that I would not normally play in a Lydian scale. So that's pretty cool. So there's a ton of different options where you can really set up your keyboard to the way you want to play it. But for now, let's just take a look at a tutorial. So I've already played through a number of them, but what I really appreciate about this particular tutorial is the PopuMusic team has really upped what they are presenting and offering with their tutorials. With the ukulele one, there were a few things that I maybe would have disagreed with of just how to present the information, but this is done in a really, really great way. It has interactive video tutorials that you can watch while playing, and then the keyboard also reacts to it. So if I were just to go to one of the tutorials, for instance, I'm going to go to one that I've already used, so it's going to show a little bit more the range that it has for a still beginner. So I'm going to go to this practice and I'm going to play. So what's cool about this practice is the keys will light up as you play, so you know exactly what to play. Now, if I go back to the pop hits, it has a wide selection of different things you could play. Now, when I go into this, it's going to have options for the chord pad. I'm not going to be using that, so you'll see a bunch of misses over there, but I'm just going to show how it's very, very intuitive when playing along. And these are just sampling that I suspect will grow. These are the ones that are available at the moment, just sort of for demos. So as you can see, again, it's using the pad here. I don't have that, so I'll just be waiting. As you can see there, it's not playing the melody exact, but that one's a really good practice for a much easier level where you are just using your 3 fingers mainly in a 5-finger position, and you're not having to move around too much on the keyboard, whereas there are others that are a little bit more advanced. This is an example of one that's more advanced. there's a lot of different things you can do here. And as I said, there's a ton of different lessons that I haven't even done every single one yet, just because I don't have the chord pad. So I've kind of gotten as far as I can personally go without it, unfortunately. And as soon as I get the chord pad that is working, I'll make sure to go through the rest of them and give you my thoughts about it as well. But it really does set you up to really have a lot of skills by the time you're at lesson 10. Additionally though, you can actually use this not only for PopuLele, but you can also do it with GarageBand. So if I go to the settings here, if I go to settings and then advanced, I can actually connect this and you can see it is connected. So if I play a C chord here, it's coming through. So for instance, if I wanted to record something, I can listen to it, trim, and then loop. So even without the keypad, it's really easy to create a loop. Now I find in GarageBand, at least, trying to loop something, I try to match it up for when the little auto drums is looping too. Then I have a song. Now, it wasn't played perfectly, but for me, who's not someone always super comfortable on piano, that ends up being very doable. And then I can play them back. And if you're really cool, you sing along. But we're trying to keep this family friendly. Now the keyboard, it doesn't just hook up to an iPad, you can also connect it to your computer as well. I just don't personally have those kind of programs on my personal computer, so I'm not doing that here, but you can use it just the same. And with using like on a Mac, for instance, where you have the full GarageBand suite, there's even more functionality that you can use. On the side here is where it connects to the pad. Under normal circumstances, this would then light up with the connecting, with the power and stuff. Mine just doesn't, but like I said, I'm getting a new one and then I will make an updated video to demonstrate the chord pad. But the top has the charging cable, and what I really like about this, as kind of was maybe a more of a negative with the PopuLele, is that it was very difficult to play while it was being charged. With this though, it's very, very easy. Whether you're just using it off the charge or charged in, you don't have to connect this into anything with your iPad, which is really, really nice. At the top here too, it has buttons where you can increase the range of what you're playing in, or you can have it go back down to regular, and you can also have it go lower too, and then it just adjusts so that you're playing in whatever range you would like. To turn it on and off, it just has a single button, and you just hold it until it turns off and the colors completely go away, and then you do the same thing to turn it back on. What I also really like about this kit is that it comes with a case, and it's a very nice case too. It has a section where you can easily put the charging cord, which I'm always losing cords, so the fact that it's all self-contained is a huge bonus for me. But you can then also put the chord pad in here, and then you just put the keyboard on top, close it, and then you zip it up. The button is exposed here, so if you wanted to, you could turn it on and it would look pretty cool. So that's really nice too. It's a nice material that is nice in grip, so it's not going to move around. It also has a handle so you can carry it around really easily. But this is super self-contained in comparison to other MIDI keyboards that we have. And the fact that it's not just the keyboard but also the pad really makes a huge difference. And it does feel like it is quite protected, which I really like as well. Price-wise, this comes in at the standard kit, at least at the early bird price of $199. I'm not sure how long that is going to be an early bird price for, but I do have the link for the Indiegogo down in the description box so that if you are interested in checking this out for yourself, you can check it out there. And I would say just in general, I think the quality makes a lot of sense for the price you're paying. This is priced really, really well as far as what's out there on the market, plus some. and the fact that you're not paying extra for the app to be able to use it, I think is a big benefit as well. So overall, I think the PopuMusic team did amazing on this product, and I'm really excited to eventually see how the chord pad works too, and I will make sure to keep you guys updated for when I eventually get my hands on that as well, so I can give you kind of the full features of it, but I think it's definitely worth checking out. I hope you guys found this partial review at least helpful in sort of making decisions about something that you might be interested in. I'm not the best player of all the different instruments out there. There are some people like my husband who can just pick up a new instrument and play it. I'm not one of them. It takes me a little bit of time, but I have really enjoyed playing this as someone who often gets frustrated with piano and who's often like faking it, that all my varied years of practice and lessons, they're really coming back to me when I was going through the tutorials again for this. I was like, oh, that's right, finger positioning and stuff, because it's just not something that I keep in my mind all the time, but I found it really fun. It's just a really cool product. Awesome job. Thank you guys so much for sending it to me for a review. And if you guys have any questions, either that you'd like to ask the PopuMusic team or me, make sure to put them in the comments and I will do my best to get answers to you guys as early as possible. But otherwise, I hope you have a great day and I will see you next time. Bye.